Today we're going to be installing a set of GM Performance valve covers. These particular valve covers are made by Proform. I've already taken the liberty of powder coating them and decorating them myself. So I'll place a link to that somewhere on here or in the description down below. So let's take a look at these valve covers. The valve covers that we are working with today are part number 141266. They are the polished with no emblem, and I'm going to show you why I decided to go with those. And ta-da! So I went ahead and I powder coated them with a candy green, and then I designed and cut out the decal for these valve covers. I wanted them to look a little bit more sporty than the typical generic Chevrolet. And these valve covers are going into my freshly built 5.3 liter LS. This one is sporting a Proform 750 E85 carburetor on top, a 1-inch tapered combo spacer below that, and then a Holley split intake on top of that. The engine itself has dual valve springs, and the cam is a 238 232 on a 117. It's a turbo reverse pattern cam. So that's enough about that. Let's go ahead and bust these out of the box. I'm going to show you how we're going to go ahead and tackle this. All right, so these valve covers come with a lot of components, as you guys can see here, but it's actually very simple. I've already assembled the final product right here on the left. So we've got these little studs that are going to go into the head, and then we're going to go ahead and thread those into these spacers. These are what prevents the valve cover from collapsing into itself when you over torque these. So it's almost impossible to over torque them. The only thing that's going to happen when you over torque these is that you're probably going to strip out the thread. So try not to over torque these. And then on top of that, you have an Allen bolt with a special washer that has a seal on the bottom side, and that's going to prevent the oils from splashing up and escaping through there. We're going to be using a lot of thread lockers, so pay attention. We didn't really get any instructions with this, so I'm going to install it the way that I would install it personally. But that doesn't mean you guys can't do things your own way. I'm just going to be showing you guys how I would do it. So let's go ahead and remove the stock valve cover and get started. Alright, I just finished installing the 4 stand-ups on the driver's side, and this is basically what it looks like. So you took the black studs that were in here, and then you applied a little bit of this red thread locker, and you were going to try to keep all the thread locker inside of this thread without having it pull up on top. Once you do that, you can thread this all the way in, and then you should tighten it up a little bit more using the Allen keyhole that's right here on the bottom. The second step is actually to use a different type of thread locker. We've got blue thread locker, which is a little bit easier to remove than the red thread locker. And the reason we're going to do that is because when you are in the middle of removing these later on down the road, if for whatever reason the bolts that are on top get seized up against these threads, you don't want these stand-ups to back out when you're trying to remove the valve cover. That just makes it a big hassle. So what you want to do is you want to use a red thread locker inside the threads, and that'll keep the studs secured to the stand-ups. And then the blue locker, because the blue locker is easier to remove than the red thread locker, that's going to go into the side that's going to go into the heads. That way, if you want to remove these from the head in the future, you can do so, and it won't be that much of a problem. And when you end up removing them, because the red one is stronger than the blue one, the stud is going to come out with the stand-up in one piece. If you were to use red on the top and the bottom, sometimes you would all come out in one piece, and sometimes you'd have to remove it in 2 pieces. So be very careful in the order that you use this Loctite. Blue inside the head, red into the stand-up. Another tip is that you see how I have this Allen key here facing me right now? What you could do is actually face the Allen key toward the stud, as in toward the valve cover, and then if by chance you do end up getting this stuck into the head, now you can use the Allen keyhole to remove it from the head, and then you could remove that in 2 pieces as a secondary precaution. And this one I chose not to do that. I'm pretty confident I'm going to be able to take it off in the near future, so I'm not worried about that right now. In addition to installing these valve covers, I'm also going to be installing these new coil brackets for LS1 style coils. So typically when you install aftermarket valve covers, some valve covers might have the bosses in here, so you can reinstall your stock coil brackets. Because we're going with the smooth top finish and I didn't want any bosses like that, I went ahead and I asked for these coil brackets to be included as well. So these are designed to bolt perfectly on the back of this valve cover, as you guys can see here, and it's going to take a couple of bolts, and then the coil brackets themselves are going to be bolted to that. So let's go ahead and assemble this first before we actually bolt them to the valve cover. I had to pull off the valve cover because my intake didn't really give me a good chance to work in these bolts for the coil brackets. So this is what I've got going on. I've got the factory harness. I have the upgraded LS2 coils. So one thing to note is that the brackets that came with this valve cover, I accidentally picked up the ones for LS1 because for whatever reason I thought that my my LS2 coils had the same bolt pattern as an LS1. They definitely do not. So one of the holes obviously will line up, but the other one will not. So if you had regular LS1 coils, you'd be able to bolt those on no problem. As for the mounting bracket itself, so you have 6 bolts in the back of the valve cover, and they come with zinc plated or stainless. I'm not sure what they are, but we did get the 6 bolts per side, and we also got the washers, and those all look nice and shiny, and those are installed as well. So I used blue thread locker on the back of these 6 bolts, and what that will allow it to do is it'll prevent the bolts from backing themselves out due to the vibrations. It'll keep everything nice and tight. On top of this bracket, you have the actual sliding rail. So this rail is really neat. It's got 2 sides, 2 halves to it, and what this will allow you to do is it'll allow you to position these coils however you want. I have them at an angle so that way they can meet up with the side of the motor and reach the spark plugs easier. On this particular one, I also have my hydro boost system here. So the 2 coils that were here, I actually have to slide them toward the front of the motor in order to get the clearance, which is super awesome because like I said, you do have the ability to do so. Without the sliding rail, if the coil was actually mounted over here, I wouldn't be able to mount the coil on the valve cover because, like I said, my hydro boost system was right there. And the sliding rails are tightened up by just an Allen bolt and a lock washer on the bottom. Once you snug this up, it's actually pretty tight. I thought they'd be a lot more loose, but I actually can't even twist it with just one hand. So with the vibration of the motor, it shouldn't move or anything wherever you set them. That's the way they're going to stay. We're not going to be wobbling around, which is really cool. Aside from the sliding forward and back feature, the coils themselves actually have another slider on top. So if you want to move these coils further back toward the intake, maybe so you can have better access to the valve cover bolts or whatever, you can do so, and that's not a big deal. You could just loosen this up, slide them back to where you want to, and then tighten them back up. Access to these holes is actually pretty easy, even with the bracket already installed on the valve cover. There's not a lot of room for the nuts to go in, so as long as you have it in the ballpark with the wrench, you can just run the bolt through the top and you should have no problem bolting this thing together. By the time you guys are seeing this video, I've already used these valve covers for about 1,000 miles, and so far everything is perfectly fine. I'll leave a link to everything you saw here in the description down below. I will see you guys all in the next one. Night Wrencher out.